So we would have a glitch tonight in the first match of the show between Gunther and Xavier Woods. This glitch is obviously from the driving clip we saw last week in the video. Lots of people as well talking about the audio glitches. There was a blatant commentary audio glitch during the Gunther and Xavier Woods match. And there was another one later on during CM Punk's theme song when he interrupted Drew McIntyre. Now, I don't know if these are actual glitches that are meant to be glitches for the Uncle Howdy tease or just glitches in general. One thing we can be sure of, though, there was a QR code tonight just before the Dudley Boys come out, a glitch with a QR code at the top revealing this new video.
Come to me and pull me down into the swamp without a sound. I sink again just like a stone. My body's cold and I'm alone.
Now, first question, is this the old Wyatt compound? Obviously, you've got a lantern hanging up there, very old looking building. A lot of people on social media wondering if this is the Wyatt compound. We got told the door is open and of course asking if we want to meet him and then told to drown in his glory. Keith Lee is coming back. Oh, no, that's Baskin, isn't it? Don't worry. But I'm sure this is Taylor Rotunda. Obviously, you get this image of a blurred figure looking like they're looking up. I think this is Taylor. I think this is Bo Dallas. Question, though, is this Sister Abigail? We've seen this before. It was there again tonight. Maybe potentially a new shot of it. Look at this image. It looks like a wedding dress that's been absolutely destroyed, yet still being worn. Now, the URL for this QR code obviously has that word in. I'm not going to try and pronounce it, but the meaning is interesting. It's a girl's name of Greek origin, meaning freedom. Now, that's interesting because this focuses on him a lot. Now we're referencing a girl again. Shout out to Crimson on Twitter. Crimson tagging me in this. This is the source code of tonight's QR code. Some Latin words meaning every end is from the beginning. That's interesting. There was some really cryptic, really dark, weird imagery used in this QR code tonight, though, quite a lot. They also did play the Nightbird song during the commercial break on Raw, as is tradition at this point. Now, I've seen the theory going around quite a lot that this is getting longer and longer each week. Now, I do agree it seems that way, but what I will say is we never know how long someone's actually recording it for. All we see is 1 or 2, maybe 3 videos on social media of this each week. And we don't know when people start recording and stop recording, if you know what I mean. There is definitely, though, a lot more theatrics for Nightbird now than what there used to be. That's for damn sure. Raw would also see the return of Braun Strowman tonight. Braun saving Jey Uso from a beatdown. Now, while this doesn't rule Braun out of a potential Uncle Howdy faction, it doesn't look like it. I don't think you would return Braun like this in this way tonight if he was going to join Uncle Howdy in like 2 weeks' time. Do you know what I mean? What do you think? Do you think it's still a chance that Braun could join Howdy? Let me know in the comments down below. But, gotta say, great to see Braun Strowman back in WWE. I've missed you, big man. But I think we are close now because WWE Shop has released new Bray Wyatt merchandise. Of course, the first time they did it was around the Bray Wyatt merch deal, and the second time with the documentary. The fact they've released more now, hopefully something happens soon. There was also this image used. Look at this. This is insane. Now, I really like this from Crimson. Is this a reference to Feed Your Head? This is things you might have missed from WWE Raw. Make sure you've hit the like button, and if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button too. Night 2 of the WWE draft tonight. Some interesting picks. After the results were shown of the draft from night 1 on SmackDown, the pool tonight was massive with some huge stars in there. And it was Stephanie McMahon who would deliver the first draft picks. Round 1 was interesting. Raw got Imperium and Damage Control. SmackDown, Jade Cargill and Kevin Owens. Imperium, not with Giovanni Vinci, just Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser. And Damage Control makes a lot of sense as well. They've just finished the feud with Bayley. If you keep them on SmackDown, it's very hard to avoid repeating that story. And the tag champs can still go on both brands. So at the moment, Asuka and Kairi can still show up on SmackDown as long as they hold those tag belts. Round 2 would see Raw get CM Punk and Braun Strowman, SmackDown, The Pride, and Tiffany Stratton. Correct me if I'm wrong, but is this the first time Lashley, Street Profits, and B-Fab have actually been called The Pride on TV? Round 3 would see Raw picking up the LWO and Drew McIntyre, SmackDown, Legado, and Shinsuke Nakamura. I love that they had Drew McIntyre use this as an anchor to be more angry because he was picked so late in the draft. Round 4 would see Raw get Judgment Day and Ilya Dragunov. SmackDown, Naomi, Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. Now let me just say this, I'm so happy Ilya Dragunov got called up, and the matches on Raw already that you can see in his future are going to be huge. Obviously Gunther, Sheamus, how about Drew McIntyre? Some big matches there, I can't wait. Round 5 would see New Day and Lyra Valkyria to Raw. Pretty deadly, Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell going to SmackDown. So happy that Lyra got called up. Lyra is so good. I loved her match with Becky Lynch. Hopefully we get a repeat of that on Raw. And round 6 would see Raw get the Final Testament and Big Bronson Reed. SmackDown, DIY and Blair Davenport. Blair Davenport being called up, that's pretty cool. I like that. The show started tonight with the new Women's World Champion Becky Lynch cutting the most safest babyface promo I think I've ever heard her cut. And I wonder if WWE was worried about some of the backlash she received online. Personally, I think her winning the title made the most sense. I'm a Liv Morgan fan, but I wanted Becky to win because I didn't want the Liv Morgan revenge tour to be cut short. And that's exactly what we got tonight. Liv coming out, confronting Becky, reminding everyone she's on her revenge tour. Until, of course, Nia Jax would come out, and she was on a revenge tour, at least from the fans, until Liv Morgan would kick her back out of the ring and challenge her to the match tonight. Made a load of sense. Those two would meet later on. But the big news, the big talking point, was in this segment with Jey Uso backstage. In the background, you saw Liv emerge from a room, followed by Dirty Dominik Mysterio. Oh my God! Dom following Liv is big news. She's totally stealing from Mummy, isn't she? Kofi Kingston nearly threw in the towel for Xavier Woods tonight as Xavier took on Gunther. Maybe he should have, but Gunther debuted his new submission. It's like an inverted STF. Really looked painful. Gunther would win the match, and of course I like this, the positioning of the crown on his head, basically saying Xavier was King of the Ring, now it's going to be him as we build to King of the Ring. Sami Zayn nearly defeated Bronson Reed in an Intercontinental title match tonight until Chad Gable would get involved, beating down on Sami Zayn until, well, Bronson Reed proved there are no friends in wrestling and turned on Chad, took Chad down and laid his claim still for the IC belt. Don't know if you saw this, but Kurt Angle today was saying that he'd love to return to WWE to manage a heel Chad Gable. Is that something you'd like to see? Let me know in the comments down below. Candice LeRae would take on Maxxine Dupri of the Alpha Academy. Candice returning her old NXT move, the Wicked Stepsister. They called it Stepmother, I don't know if that's a permanent change or a slip up from Michael Cole. She would get the win, and Indy once again embracing the dark side. Indy is on board with a heel turn now. Did they tease Sheamus versus Bron Breakker? That's a match I want to see. CM Punk would troll an angry Drew McIntyre from the skybox, and he was one step ahead as Drew McIntyre would go chasing him down. CM Punk would then be in the ring and cut a mini kind of pipe bomb on Drew McIntyre, trashing him, getting under the skin of Drew, and even the disrespect at the end to turn his back on Drew McIntyre. Oh my God, this feud is gold. I love it, love it, love it. CM Punk though, no brace on the arm. With the outside distraction, Tiffany Stratton and Naomi brawling outside the ring, it was Liv Morgan able to pick up the win over Nia Jax tonight. I like this. It helps the Liv Morgan Revenge Tour and of course gives Nia Jax a story ready for SmackDown. Perfect. Can you legitimately believe Backlash is this Saturday? It feels like it's just snuck up out of nowhere, doesn't it? But it does look like a decent show. I'm going to reserve judgment till the show happens, but it looks okay. Obviously, the main event saw the enemies of the Judgment Day unite in a 6-man tag for Jey Uso to get the win in full, just so we could get the standoff between Jey and Damian. Makes sense. I thought Raw was decent tonight. I like the fact it ended some feuds before the draft obviously takes effect next week. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Me personally, 7 out of 10 seems fair. Like the video if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, share the video as well so your friends can find it and come and have their say, and I'll catch you next time. Peace!